Hello! The Type 5 Heavy is usually regarded as one of the worst tanks in the game, but is the line completely bad? Yeah, mostly. But that's besides the point. In this video, I'm going to be going from tier 5 all the way up to tier 10 and then showcasing each tank. The tier 5 in question is the Chi Nu. Now, this is nothing really out of the ordinary. It's pretty much exactly what you would expect for a tier 5 medium tank. And yes, this is a medium tank because you don't get the heavy tank until tier 6 with the OI. The top gun on this vehicle is 125 Alpha with 124 standard pen and 155 premium pen. Dispersion at 100 meters is about what you would expect at 0.37 and 1500 DPM along with 2.3 second aim time. The armor values are laughable, but I think the worst part about this tank is that it only goes at 38 kilometers an hour for a medium tank. This feels incredibly slow when you're compared to other tanks of the same tier that are just zooming past you, being medium tanks, and even some heavier tanks are going faster than you. You weigh nearly 20 tons and they put a 300 horsepower engine in this thing. Why is it so slow? I can't go any faster than 38. I mean, it got up to top speed pretty fast. Very strong critical hit. There is a there's a T1 heavy coming. I would run, but we're already dead. I might be able to run, maybe. This is quite slow. I might put a turbo on this. I mean, it's not really going to make much of a difference, if I'm completely honest. Look how slow I am. Does a Badger go faster than me? I actually escaped, though. Yeah. Keep going. Don't stop. We must retreat. The big French maneuver. I mean, I'm pretty happy that I got out of there, though. I thought I was very, very dead. What I would like to do is go over this way, and then I can snipe across. Pain. Can I get into a position where I can just spot the cap? And he's going to be here. Yep. I don't actually know what that is. That's capping, so it might... I don't think it's the T6 medium. It is. I'm not too sure what our friend in the T6 medium is doing, but he really wanted to cap. Okay, the only things that haven't been spotted yet is the T67, and I don't really know where he last was. I might just use binos and just sit here. We now have 500 meters view range. I would like to win somehow. The thing is with this map, even though we are losing, if they start pushing one by one, we kind of end up winning. All we need is our team not to just die for no reason. As I said, we just need our team to not die for no reason. Very nice. Okay, now they could come from the left, which is a problem. Oh, I'll tell you what, at the same time, I know it's tier 5, but definitely does take a while. Oh, so close, man. What health are they on? If I can somehow kill this guy... Oh... This little thing, I think is about 100 alpha. Little tier 4 TD. So what I'm going to try and do is go around this way. And see if we can kill him. That's not good. Nice. And now we can just go for these. He actually has about 70 alpha. Or maybe low rolled and he does have 100. Who knows? The Skoda is... He has an autoloader, right? Or is it only the tier 6 one that has an autoloader? I can't remember. I mean, we can just finish this off now. He says. There we go. Good game. Like, I mean, it went from a very, very bad situation to a very good one. Nearly 2,000 damage with 4 kills. Apply. From the Chi Nu, you move up to the OI. And this is a drastic change. I mean, look at it. Look at it compared to the last tank you just played. This is where you truly begin the line. The Chi Nu teaches you nothing about the line, and the OI is where you're going to develop the fundamentals for playing the higher tiers. Everything about this tank is colossal. You have a 700 alpha damage gun when you're using the standard and premium rounds, and then you have 890 alpha if you're using the HE. The reason why most people will use HE on this, and why I have so much of this, is because it has 75 pen. And down at this tier, that means you can pen quite a bit. That Chi Nu that you're just playing at tier 5, completely gone in one shot with HE, even if it's using hardening. I also forgot this screen exists, and it's much better for showing you the stats. But for everything else on this tank, you have 1,210 hit points, you have 33 km/h top speed, that is using a turbo, so if you got rid of it, 29 top speed, which honestly isn't that far off the Chi Nu that you're just playing. But this time you weigh 150 tons. So if you see an OI, don't ram it. Obviously, the elephant in the room regarding this vehicle is that it does have a 21-second reload, and that is with using a rammer. So your DPM is not very good at 2,000, and if you're using the heat rounds, or HE rounds, sorry, you would have 2,500 DPM. But the thing is that you need to realize as well is that you have 0.52 accuracy with a 3.3 second aim time. This is very, very bad, and realistically should only ever be used up close and personal. Although, at the same time, the accuracy in this game makes no sense, so yeah, you can also just snipe with it. As you can see for the armor layout as well, this is pretty good. You have 150 needed to go through the superstructure of the upper hull, and you also have 200 pen effective on the upper plate. The lower plate is not really a weak spot, as you can see. Obviously, if you compare it to something that has a little bit more pen, such as a T150, yeah, this is a lot easier to pen now. And if they load premium, then yes, you are pretty easy to pen overall. But the OI, for all intents and purposes, is just a big fat version of the KV2. And whenever you play it, because you have so much alpha and you're so large and obnoxious, it's just funny. And honestly, you can't help but just love it. Unless you're getting shot by it, then you really hate it. Look how big I am in comparison to normal tanks. Where are you going? Mate, what is happening? Oh no. Right, I don't have intuition. Okay, I forgot. We're going to be here for 20 seconds. 1 second. Hang on. It's not even going to be worth it by the time I'm... Is there another VK? There is! Excellent. Sir? There we go. And then we can just continue. Just like that. 820 damage gone. To be honest with you, I know the HE rounds are good. You should probably just fire mostly AP, now that I think about it. Because they're not that much of an alpha increase. I mean, okay, they're nearly 200, but... Please. Go. Please go. Just go. Just go and kill him. There we go. Excellent. All we have to do is just keep moving. You just keep going. You locate target. Oh dear. This thing is quite fun. Oh, that... Right, Basotto, you're not very nice. Should I jump on him? Oh, no jumping experience, unfortunately. KV-85. I'm surprised the bridge can take me. Oh, hello, sir. Are you interested in some OI gaming? Ah, you're stunned. Excellent. What a lovely, lovely experience. I mean, 1.8k, it's only second class because we didn't really do much. Like, let's be honest. Yeah, we were fighting tier 5, so we're not going to get loads and loads of XP. But the thing is, I kind of want to leave this game in because it was so fun. Watching the little tier 5s try to climb the little stairs. Apply. The Oni is the tier 7, and where things start to slowly get a bit worse. The problem with the Oni is that you don't really have the fun factor anymore of the OI unless you do use a derp gun, which you could use. The thing is, with this tank, you do get access to a derp gun. Exactly the same one that you were just playing on the OI, but it's a little bit better now. But the more competitive gun is going to be the 10cm with 330 alpha, 190 standard pen, and 215 premium pen. But the problem with this gun is that it still has that 0.42 dispersion and still a 3.3 second aim time. That's nearly as bad as the other gun with 3.5. Another problem with this vehicle is the armor layout. You have two turrets here which are always pennable. And even with the premium rounds at 215, you can go directly through the cheeks here on the turrets. Not to mention the hull, and every single time, no matter what you're trying to do, if you try and side scrape in this vehicle, you get penned here, you get penned here. The turrets at the front are always an issue, and they get in the way of the gun depression once again. Yes, you have 10 degrees, but then you need to go up to about 9.5 and then back down to 10, which, let's be honest, isn't awful, but it is noticeable. And when you are trying to use all your gun depression and you quickly try and turn, and it goes up a little bit, it can be annoying. On the plus side, you do have 1,760 hit points with hardening, and you do go at a respectable, 29 kilometers an hour with a turbo. Which is quite funny considering you weighed less than the OI you just played, but you now go slower. I think I'm going to cross this. Well, hopefully I don't get shot as I cross. I mean, artillery didn't have an issue with it. Well, continue up the hill. I think I'm going to continue. Oh my god, a KV2 with the 107. It's actually more scary at the moment than the other one, if he was using the 152. Woo! How is there an M6 up here? What? Okay. I mean, sure. Is there a way down off of this that I don't just instantly die from? I don't actually know whether or not the EBR can shoot this. Maybe I should have gone from this side. I don't play this map. It's been a very long time since I've actually got Province. Oh, Cheeto SP. Yeah, but you've been nerfed. Not as good anymore. And because I'm behind the bush, I don't actually get spotted. So I should be able to go through there, spot him, then go back, and then just rinse and repeat each time. Although probably go for easier damage. Ah, don't tell me I'm stuck. Wargaming, what the hell am I stuck on? I can't move! Hello? Okay. Lovely. And I can go down here. Ready? Nyong! Speedy Oni. Well, I mean, besides getting stuck and nearly not having a very good game, this was actually fine. I mean, so far 2.4k, we still have all of our hit points. The problem is that the Struer Mill is going to be at the very back. What I need to do is try and get some shots on this guy and try and get him out of the game. Yeah, Struer Mill being at the back is a problem. Very nice, 3.1. Okay, now I'm just going to go forwards, try and spot this Struer Mill. Spotting the Struer Mill may be an issue. He should be right there. I really cannot spot this guy. There we go. Just don't high roll massively. I mean, you did high roll, but not massively. I will now die to the artillery, though. Friend! Yeah. Oh, dear. I mean, 3.5k, though, and we get some assistance. So 4.5k combined. Very, very good. For 1.2k. It was a good game, though, either way. No mastery, but apply. Once you've got through the Oni, you then move up to the Oh No. I mean, Oh Ho. Now, I have never ever had this issue happen to me in a Tech Tree Showcase. I cannot show you a game in this tank, purely because this tank is shit. And don't get me wrong, part of it is a bit of a skill issue. I'm not the best of the best player. If you can make it work, fantastic. But this thing is beyond awful. I made a video a few weeks back about the AMX65T and said, is this the worst tier 8 heavy tank? No, this thing is. This thing is awful. Because what happens once you've just played the tier 7 is that you get the same gun, but it's awful now because it's a tier above. Like, you don't even get an upgrade. This is the gun on the Oni. This is the gun on the Oh-Ho. Where is the upgrade here? Now, while I was recording all of the games for this Tech Tree Showcase on my Twitch last Friday, link in description or pinned comment, I was raided by Ayuk Zin. And this was right at the beginning of when I was playing the Oh-Ho. And he said to use the derp gun. I just went, no, I'll just use the normal gun. You know, it's 330 alpha. I'd rather play that. It's the more competitive gun out of the two. But honestly, looking at it, these two are pretty similar. And to be honest, you would probably have more fun playing the derp gun on this tank than you would with this gun. And I still stand by the fact that this 330 alpha damage gun is the more competitive one. But this seems a lot more fun. I mean, they are nearly the same aim time, and the dispersion isn't really that far off either. Both of the guns are going to feel very, very derpy. And do you know what? Instead of doing a compilation of just all the bad games, which, I'll tell you what, you can just watch me die a few times. 1 second. This IS-3A. Oh. Ah. I'm just going to go ahead and play a live game with the derp gun. Because if you've played the Oni, you know exactly how this gun performs. Because it's exactly the same gun. So let's go ahead, use the derp gun on the tier 8 Oh-Ho. First of all, welcome to Highway, which is a lovely, lovely map for the Oh-Ho. And as you'll see, we are, one, much bigger than every other tank in existence. And also pretty much slower than most tanks that we have on our team. Including the BZ-176, which has more armor and more alpha than me. We should be able to play here. We'll see if anybody... Oh. Marvelous! Lovely! Oh, he's going to put one into me. Easy bounce for the Oh-Ho. Never worried. Oh-Ho does not complain. Oh-Ho does not care. Oh-Ho just, just gets destroyed every time enemies stare. Also, just look at this. Like, look at this gun depression. Oh, it's so, so tragic. It really is. On the plus side, I should be able to... oh, I can shoot this though. Oh my goodness! That is beautiful! Okay, so we just angle a little bit, which I don't think we're going to bounce much, but you never know. You know what, it's quite annoying that I can't see if the 703-2 is using double barrel mode or not. Because I'm so used to looking at the salvo. Oh. I need to turn my tank so that I can pen the defender. Don't have the shot on him. But we've done 2 shots of damage, and this is your typical OHO experience where everything will pen you. Pretty fun. Now, as you would have seen in that game, when I was trying to use my gun depression, it is, well, you have 5 degrees over directly the front, and then it goes down to, I believe, like 9.1, maybe 10 if you're lucky, and then it goes back up again, then back down again, and you have 10 over the sides, not the rear because that's 5 again, and then the sides are 10 again. So when you play this vehicle, you want to be at this sort of angle, so you want to be aiming towards the right, and then looking down like this, because these 2 turrets once again get in the way, and it's even more infuriating than the Oni. And you may be looking at this and saying, wow, everything's red max. Yeah, but this is the collision model. If you go to the live model, oh, and that's with standard rounds. If they fire premium, I mean, we came 4th on damage. Honestly, what a tragic vehicle this is. Once you've got through the OHO somehow, you then move up to the Type 4 Heavy. Things do not improve here. The problem with the Type 4 Heavy isn't necessarily that it's a bad tank, but it's because the stock grind is catastrophically bad. This vehicle's stock grind is one of the worst in the game. The reason being is that this gun at the start is 450 alpha, which you might not think is too bad, but it is when your whole ability to play this vehicle and the whole idea of it is to trade your hit points for damage in return. And with 450 alpha, you can't really out-trade people with that. You have 230 standard pen and 258 premium pen, which again, this is tier 9, remember. 258 is not enough at tier 9 and tier 10. Especially when you're speaking about heavy tanks, because even the weak spots sometimes are like 270 to 280 millimeters thick. Not to mention, you also have awful DPM at 1,600. The dispersion is okay, and the aim time is okay. This whole thing as a package is really bad. But what compounds that even more into being a bad experience for a stock grind is that the next gun you unlock is a derp gun. But do you want to know the worst part about this grind? It's not really that it's a downgrade for the next gun, or even that you then have to go and grind the actual good gun, which is the next one. No. It's the cost. 64,500 for this gun, which you will never use, and then it's 64,600 to get the actual usable gun, which means that you are close to having 130,000 XP just to have a usable gun. Not to mention, you will also want to get the engine, which is another 27,500, and the tracks, which is another 27,200, which will make it north of 180,000 XP to fully upgrade this vehicle and to make it usable. And don't get any ideas thinking that you're just going to rush through and skip this, because if you do, you're then going to have a Type 5 with only the derp gun, because that's going to cost you 64,600 to unlock the good gun. It is awful, this grind. One of the worst in the entire game. However, once you do get the good gun and fully upgraded, you do have 600 alpha with 257 standard pen, 290 premium pen, and that is AP premium, so it's very good. You also have 70 HE with 770 alpha. DPM is non-existent, and the aim time as well as dispersion is meh for what it is, but it's manageable. I will say that it does get you ready for the Type 5, but it also cannot trade its hit points as effective as what the Type 5 can do because it just doesn't have as much. And yes, I know that this is a tier below, but the alpha damages are pretty similar. Obviously, if you went into tier 8 or tier 7, yeah, this thing is OP against tier 7, but then which tier 9 heavy tank isn't? So this hit points with 2,350 is nice. The other thing to note is that you do have 161 tons worth of tank that you're driving, so yeah, anyone that rams you is gonna usually come worse off. And you're also very slow yet again, 29 top speed with 8 power to weight. So you're not getting anywhere very fast. As you can see for the Type 4's armor model, it is not great. This is against itself with the standard rounds of 257. You can pen here and here every single time. And if they do use AP, which is the premium round, anything around about 300 pen, it's very, very easy to go through this thing. Even if you do angle, it doesn't get any better frontally. That's still 250. And then this just becomes very, very weak on the side. So you can't side scrape. You don't really have any armor anywhere. You also have a cupola, which they can pen, and even the lower plate or the mid plate is very easily pennable. This is a pretty good game. Although I have spawned on the wrong side, which is a bit of an issue. You know what? We're doing it. We're doing it. We're going this way. I was going to go to the right and play across, but we're just going to do this. I know I can play behind there, and it's hold down, but I really don't like it that much. I'd probably like it if I was in an actual hold down tank, but this thing isn't. You reckon we could side scrape against this? They're still there. Yes. Why are you shooting me? I don't understand the people that play this game. I mean, the VK is still behind them. You just wait there. I'd love it if my team could assist. It doesn't take much, team. All you have to do is just move a little bit. Can I see over this? Yep. Right, this is not completely horrible. It's pretty horrible, the situation I'm in, but it's not completely bad. I mean, okay. Alright, he is now dealt with. We just get out of the way of that. We don't have to deal with him anymore. I don't think that he knows he can just come up over the end. I didn't actually know there was a window here. Okay. I can take one shot from these people, but not more than that. Oh, okay. Of course. Yeah, we're just dead. There really is nothing I can do from here. My team just didn't play the game. They just didn't want to play. They sent everybody up here and they just went, oh look, we've won the castle. Time to wait. I don't know what they're waiting for, but they're just going to sit there waiting. 4k out of it, which is more than my team. But now, the moment that you've all been waiting for, the Type 5 Heavy. What you've been suffering through to go and get. Is it worth it? Well, to most people, no, because they don't play it correctly. The thing is, I am a firm believer that this tank is not that bad. It might not be the greatest thing in World of Tanks, but I believe most people play this tank wrong the same way that they play the mouse wrong. A lot of people just think it is a XP pinata for the enemy team, when if you actually trade your hit points effectively and out-trade people with your alpha damage, you can come off very, very well. If you assume that everybody who you meet will pen you, you will do quite well, because that then teaches you to learn about other people's alpha damage and what your alpha damage is with being 600. You then work out who you can trade against and also which people to hide from. For example, you meet a Jagdpanzer E100, it won't care about your armor and it will do 1000 damage to you. You will then be sad. But if you meet someone like a Panzer 7, for example, and you know where to aim and you're trading 1 for 1 each time, you will win. It's all about learning to only play on your reload, not theirs. And that is where you'll do very well in the Type 5. Now, the Type 5 Heavy's armor is a little bit better than what you're just playing at the Type 4. You can actually bounce quite a bit of stuff if it's around about 250 pen. As you'll see, it's like a 50-60% chance on the machine gun ports. Again though, if they are firing around about 300 pen, then they will go through this every single time, and even side on like this, you can still have issues on the side skirts here. But let's face it, if you see 340 heat, then yeah, good luck with that. And even if you're trying to side scrape or anything like that, they'll still go straight through. They'll go through the turret every single time. The best thing about the Type 5 though is that you now have hit points to play with, and you have 3,350, which means you can take 3 Jagdpanzer 100 shots, for example. You still have the 29 top speed and the very bad power to weight, and you also weigh 150 tons, which is a little bit less than what you just had on the Type 4. But let's be honest, you still don't want to ram this thing. Oh my god, what on earth is this? No RT, defending, tier 8. It's time to get my 1.5k DPG. The problem is that I don't actually know where to go. I'm going to go to the mid to start out with. Yeah, this is some insane matchmaking. Okay, we go mid. We try and... So from this position is very, very nice, right? Because from here, you can shoot across over the other side for anyone that's crossing over that way. But you can also then go up to top here and shoot across the mid, which is really, really nice. Right, what we're going to do is just go up here, see if we can shoot the Skoda. So, the problem is that it's a Gorilla, right? The Gorilla is the TD. Which means that he can go and move around the map a lot, right? It's not like it's just an E3 or something like that where it's not going to matter. Like, he's going to be in a fixed position. That is very, very good that we kill him, though, and get him out of the game. Even 90 spotted. Can't really do anything about the T10 currently. I'm predicting that the Gorilla is going to be at the back here, because that's what I would have thought he would be doing. I can shoot this, though, as he goes up. Okay, so far so good. I didn't actually get spotted for that. Oh! Look at the spotting. What is this? What are they doing? Well, we're even getting spotting now. Right, first of all, I don't understand how I even hit that. And so, how did it not pen? The Emil one is just chilling in the back here. Will I get an extra shot out? Oh, man. The gun is trolling now. I mean, let's be honest. We knew this was going to be a good game as soon as we saw it. We're getting robbed, but yeah, this has been a good game. Absolutely, absolute robbery with those shells. Hello. We even get a spotting on this guy as well. This gun, like, it just makes no sense. Sometimes it hits and sometimes it just doesn't do anything. Do I get one more? Yeah. Well, a good game. Again, second class because, let's face it, it's against tier 8s. This platoon, like, these had very, very good games. Apply. Field mods. So for the Type 5 Heavy, it's pretty simple. You can go for the right-hand side for the first one because absolutely fine terrain distances. So more track health is lovely. You go for the left-hand side, then the right, then for the padding removal so you get a better top speed. And then for the last one, make sure you choose the left-hand side because that will help out with ammo racks, fires, etc. with the internal module durability. Well, we're on Safe Haven and this is some very, very nice matchmaking actually. Like tier 8s again, we have an E100 that we're against, which I may struggle with. Although I can see it at the top of his tank, so it's not too much of a problem, at least on flat ground. What else is there to really worry about? Foch. The Foch could be an issue, but the rest of them, not really. Like Grilla, yeah, but I don't really think I'm going to see a Grilla when I go underground. So, okay. I don't want to push all the way in because that's, well, suicide, because there's no one else to really help me. This T-62A is dead. There's nothing I can really do for him. There is no way of me helping this guy at all. He just signed his own death warrant. Like, what? I don't understand. Can I shoot the top of his tank? What the Ah, you must be new to the side scraping thing. That is not how you angle your E100. You know what? Let's try and help these out. If he does, I mean, the thing is, I don't need to go and face the E100 and the Foch right now. Like, I can quite happily sit here and help my team out if I can help them. Hit the bar because there's no real need. Like, I'm just going to take a lot of damage in return, and I don't know if I'll actually be able to get the return shot off. Shooting these is always a bit of a problem because, well, one, the reticle, you see how it jumps because it doesn't actually know where you're aiming because when there's stuff in the way. Again, we hit the bar. But this is always a bit of a dodgy thing to try and shoot. Okay, the E100 has moved. Alright, the E100's moved, so I'm going to now push down and try and kill the Foch. So we'll just go and give him the good news. Hello. And now we shouldn't really push this, if I'm honest. No. This is not worth it. You're not going to have a good time. Why are they pushing? Sometimes my teammates really do hurt my brain. They see that I'm pushing and they think, oh, finally, someone's pushing. No, that's not what I'm doing. Like, pushing that is... I'm actually going to switch to the good AP, though. Why are we peeking everything? Like, we don't need to. Okay. Well, this is a slight problem. You know how usually I can just out-trade people? Not a Jagdtiger. There's no out-trading a Jagdtiger, unfortunately. And that's just a bad shot. Ah, man. My team just throws away such a lovely matchup. That's really annoying because I would have killed the Jagdtiger and now I could have dealt with these two behind me because I aimed badly. Such a shame, man. Just throw away such a lovely, lovely, lovely game. 4.2 though. How'd you miss? Nah, what on earth is going on here? What? Yeah. I'm putting that as the final game. That was hilarious. It also showed you so much teammates just not looking at the minimap or anything like that. You had highs, you had lows, and you had pure comedy. So hopefully that showed you everything you need to know about the Type 5 Heavy line. I think the Type 5 is fine, and okay, it's not the best of the best tanks, but it is good enough to actually play in World of Tanks. The OHO, however, is awful, and the Type 4 to actually play the stock grind is again awful. And to be honest with you, you should probably just stop at the tier 6 because the OI is by far the most fun and funny tank in this entire line. Thank you very much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed. Let me know your thoughts down below, and I'll see you all in the next one.